Welcome to the iRonik show clips. To get deep insights in quick time, subscribe to the channel now. The important question is once this grafting is done, when the transplant surgery is done, right? So what precautions the patient or the person needs to take care of? And second question is how long does he needs to not follow the normal routine of scratching the head or getting a simple oil massage or combing his hair or doing something else that we normally know in normal days do. So how long does it take for him to get to that normal routine?
Yes. So post hair transplant, now just like any other injury, even though it is a very precise injury, our body has its own clock. So even if we get some stitches done over
Mm,
your body, it takes somewhere around 6 to 7 days for it to heal properly.
right.
So this is the precaution which I always tell my patients. Ki what you do is for 7 days, you will have to take the utmost care, which I always give it in my sheet post hair transplant.
Mm,
And that includes antibiotics, painkillers, swelling reducing medicines, and antacids. Plus, on top of it, from the moment your hair transplant is done and everything is dressed up, I always recommend them doing saline sprays. Now, these saline sprays are very important, and the person should always follow these saline sprays because that acts like a glue between your transplanted graft and your that puncture which is made in the skin.
mm,
So
mm,
it ensures that fusion is seamless. So your hair assumes roots, it gets blood flow very early, and it heals very properly. So if this instruction is followed along with some minor other restrictions, it usually takes 5 to 7 days, I would say, for that proper healing. Post that, the person can go out and do his normal chores with some restrictions. Now, the first thing that you asked about, I forgot about it. The first question which you asked.
Yeah, I was talking about what kind of preventions that which someone should take care of after the grafting.
Sorry. So, talking about that, so the most important instructions which I always tell my
Hmm,
patients is you should be taking work from home or a holiday for 5 to 7 days. Now, there are many hair transplant surgeons who might say कि नहीं इतना नहीं लगता है 3 4 दिन
hmm,
ही
hmm,
लगता है हम तो 3 4 दिन ही देते हैं but the logic behind this is कि the biological healing clock of your skin.
hmm.
Yes, your skin might heal in 4 days or maybe 5 days, but I still give my patients 1 or 2 days extra because you cannot predict
Right.
what conditions that person is living in and what type
Hmm,
of healing does that patient has. Now, there have been many incidences that have happened कि I have told the patient कि you should not be going out of home before 5 to 7 days.
hmm.
And that person, after 3 days, went down in the society just for walking, and somebody put dirty water over his scalp. Like nobody knows
Oh.
who is walking below. And वो पानी अभी किचन का था या फिर पौधे का था, don't know. But he's developed very minute, I would say, pustules, pus-filled follicles, folliculitis उनको वहां
Hmm,
पे हो
hmm, hmm.
गया था. सारा स्काल्प पे पस पस डेवलप हो गया था.
Oh.
So these are certain things that have happened in the past and that can go wrong. आपके घर पे आपके सबको पता है कि आपका हेयर
Hmm,
ट्रांसप्लांट
hmm.
हुआ है, यू नो कि आपका हेयर ट्रांसप्लांट हुआ है, दैट इज व्हाई यू कैन टेक utmost care, but you cannot rely upon other people to do this. Similarly, other things that have happened with us कि पोस्ट हेयर ट्रांसप्लांट, ऑल्दो आपके स्किन पे
Hmm.
सिर्फ नंबिंग है, आपके ब्रेन पे नहीं है, योर डिसीजन मेकिंग इज नॉट हैम्पर्ड एट ऑल.
Right.
आप चल सकते हैं, आप डिसीजन सब ले सकते हैं, सब कर सकते हैं. सो देयर इज वन इंसिडेंस विच आई वुड से कि उनको हमने बोला था कि आप किसी को बुलवा लो एंड आप कैब से जाना.
Hmm,
So what happened is कि after that consultation of 45 minutes post hair transplant which I always take, वो बोल रहे थे नहीं सर मुझे तो सभी अच्छा लग रहा है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ब्लीडिंग नहीं है, मैं चल फिर सकता हूँ, आई कैन सी आई कैन जंप एंड अदर थिंग्स. तो आई सेड प्लीज ऐसा मत करिए. बट अल्टीमेटली नीचे जाने के बाद सो ऑब्वियसली मेरा ध्यान भी नहीं था एंड वी कैन नॉट डू दैट. सो ही बॉट समबडी ब्रॉट अ एसयूवी. तो एसयूवी में स्टेप अप करके चढ़ना पड़ता है थोड़ा सा. सो जब वो चढ़ रहे थे, सो जो दरवाजे का रिम था दैट गॉट ग्रेस्ड. तो उनका यहाँ के 25 30 ग्राफ्ट यहाँ से निकल गए.
oh.
सो ये जो सारे इंस्ट्रक्शंस होते हैं ये हर क्लिनिक के थोड़े अलग अलग हो सकते हैं.
Hmm,
दिस कैन वैरी फ्रॉम क्लिनिक टू क्लिनिक डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द एक्सपीरियंसेस द सर्जन हैड and the precautions the surgeon wants to give you. But on an I would say ideal basis for me, for my patients, I always recommend कि आप कहीं बाहर नहीं जाएंगे, आप खुद से कोई काम नहीं करेंगे, you will not lift heavy weights for a week's time, and you will spray the saline sprays at regular interval which we have prescribed. So touch wood, beyond these 2 3 incidences, all the cases which I've had have recovered very wonderfully.
My just a related question on this. कि suppose someone has got a grafting done. Now, क्योंकि आपने बोला कि फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज मना करते हो, आई मीन वेट लिफ्ट आप मना कर रहे हो, सो डज इट बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट कि अगर वो वेट लिफ्ट करे या फिर कोई हैवी वर्कआउट वगैरह कुछ कर रहे हैं, देन स्वेटिंग से कुछ इशू हो सकता है?
No, sweating, see, in the first 7 days,
हम्म.
it's not the sweating a problem because you are using saline sprays. So even if you're
ओके.
sweating, you are washing that out. It is
ओके.
the problem of that pressure. So the thing is, when you put pressure, so if you're lifting heavy weights, so your
हम्म.
blood vessels contract and they
या.
become the blood circulation in it becomes very tortuous. What happens? These wounds have not healed yet.
हम्म.
It can bleed, and
ओके.
this bleeding
ओके.
can push the hair grafts out.
ओके.
So, for those reasons, all the instructions given post hair transplant are around this only. Ki, you should not be lifting heavy weights, you should not be bowing down for a longer period of time. So, all these instructions are related to this. Ki, it should not bleed, your blood vessels should not become tortuous, and your hair graft should not be pushed out because they are very delicate. For example, if a person has done hair transplant just now, 5 minutes back, and even if he does like this, plenty of grafts you will see in his hand. ये हाथ में निकल के आ जाता है सीधा. इट इज जस्ट पुट ओवर देयर. उसको हील होने में आपको हफ्ता भर देना ही पड़ेगा.
Is it not possible to have something around their head, maybe like a helmet or something that can just protect the scalp?
हाँ, so usually when a person goes out of the clinic, we
हाँ.
give a protective cap, but
ओके.
then you cannot keep it for a long period of time. Once you
हाँ.
reach
हाँ.
your home, you remove that cap because अभी depending upon various clinics, every 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hours, you will have to spray the normal saline ka spray. So that cap is protected only when you are in the transit, when you are
हम्म.
going from the clinic to home, and when you're coming from clinic to home to clinic. Till in that duration, when you are at home, there's no need to wear any protective gear if you are staying
So
at home. And
is it
ideally, it is recommended to stay at home.
is it safe to say, let's say you are saying someone would say 5 days, someone would say 7 days. So
Yes,
let's take us really optimistic and really safer side that for 10 days you need to stay indoors, stay, follow all the precautions or the whatever medications are been suggested by your surgeon, follow all those. And then after 10 days, the grafting is now fixed. I mean, it won't just come up if your hand gets brushed
no,
out, brushed on your scalp, or if you just your I mean there is something that touches your head, so grafting तब ठीक रहेगा, उसके बाद कोई दिक्कत नहीं
yes,
है.
nahin, nahin.
Okay.
So
And
on an average, this is 7 days. Why? Because on seventh day we
हाँ.
call the patient for head wash. So
Okay.
till 7 days he is just spraying with that spray.
हम्म.
But on seventh day or let's say eighth day, when the patient comes at the clinic, we actually wash the head.
Okay.
So, yes, so it becomes very much attached to the rest of your scalp and it becomes a bit resistant. But it is not that resistant कि आप खुजली कर दोगे या फिर रगड़ दोगे उसे. So it will take one more week for it to stay that way, like for it to become that resistant.
Okay. Okay.
But after a week, you can go out, you can resume your job, on-site job. You can wear a protective covering over your scalp and then wear a loose helmet. You can start doing your daily routine after 7 days.
If you like this clip, check out our other clips and never stop learning.